The Biden administration is citing national security risks to open an investigation into whether Chinese technology in electric cars and other connected vehicles could be used to spy on Americans, a step that could lead to new regulations on the Chinese technology in the next few months. Chinese-made cars are now up to maybe 9% in the European market, but are not yet a big factor in the U.S. Is there a national security risk, or could this be a potential favor for U.S. automakers in election year? Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo has warned that China could end up tracking millions of Americans through sensors in the cars that they drive and even remotely turn them on and off. The administration is calling this an unprecedented step to try to safeguard Americans' data. Joining us now is the Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo. Madam Secretary, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
So you're opening an investigation. What do you see as the potential security risk?
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, cars these days are, it's like an iPhone on wheels. You get in your car, you connect your phone, you might receive a text message from your family, from your doctor. The car knows your location. It knows your patterns, everywhere you're going, your routes. It's a huge amount of information, collects some biometric information. And imagine a world in which there are, for example, millions of cars, Chinese cars on U.S. roads, collecting this data every minute of every day on millions of Americans and sending that back to Beijing. That's a scary place to be. By the way, not to mention the fact that your car can't run if the software is disabled. So imagine a world where with the flip of a switch, all of those cars could be disabled. So the threats are potentially very significant, and we want to protect the American people.
Are electric vehicles or connected vehicles made elsewhere and already here in the U.S. using Chinese technology?
No, not that I know of. Not that I know of. This, and to be clear, this isn't the steel and the wheels. This is the software and the sensors, and that is what we are really focused on.
What about cars that might be assembled in Mexico? Because China's reportedly talking about plants to assemble cars in Mexico where they could come into the U.S. without tariffs. But under this, if you end up deciding that it is a threat, could they come in?
Potentially not. And it's a very interesting question that you bring up. What we are doing today isn't about economic competition. Tariffs are making sure that there's a level playing field for trade to stick up for and protect American workers and American companies. That's not this. This isn't intended for the economic playing field to be leveled. This is to protect Americans. To protect Americans and our most sensitive data, to protect our kids who are driving on our roads, to protect us from, as I said before, imagine a world where there's 3 million Chinese vehicles on the road in America, and Beijing could turn them all off at the same time.
But is this also a favor for domestic car manufacturers, for the auto industry in an election year when that's such an important vote in battleground states?
Definitely not. By the way, when I went to China last August, I brought up this issue. Let's remember, China already does this. U.S. companies, GM, Tesla, Ford, they can't test their EVs and autonomous vehicles on Chinese roads. You can't just hop in your Tesla in China and drive to the airport. China regulates it because of what I'm saying. These connected cars have, they collect lots of data. The sensors know where you are at every minute in your car. And I said to the Chinese at that time, reciprocity, right? We want reciprocity. So this is totally about national security and not at all about, as you say, doing a favor for car companies.
It's not a cover for trade sanctions and protectionism in disguise of national security.
No. Look, the president may decide that he also is interested in tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles for the reasons you say, because he is deadly serious about leveling the playing field to protect American workers. This isn't that. This is national security, protecting Americans.
And what is the Chinese response when you say that we want to be able to drive our cars on your roads?
Silence, recognition, and no no concessions. So, which isn't surprising.
Do you worry about the impact on the broader relations? We're just beginning to reset with China. You were there. You also were there in San Francisco. You saw the warming of relations, marginally at least. There's still tensions over the war in Ukraine and dual-use technology, but there certainly is a better situation right now with President Xi and President Biden.
Yes, which is a great credit to President Biden. I don't. This is targeted, pinpointed. We've been talking about it for months. As I say, I talked about it when I was there months ago. We were very clear with the Chinese. We need to, first and foremost, protect America, protect the American people. We know, Andrea, you know as well as anyone, Chinese government can walk into any Chinese car company, demand data, demand information, demand that they coordinate with the Chinese army. And so as long as that is as it is, we have to do things in a targeted way, to protect Americans.
Now, you're opening a 60-day investigation for public comment as well. After 60 days, it sounds to me as though you are concerned enough about the national security risk that you're going to probably recommend some regulations.
That's probably true. We have to see what we find. We're taking this very seriously. I mean, as you point out, I'm already quite nervous about it. But let's let the process play out. Let's get the data.
Would you go so far as to ban their technology?
It depends what we learn. We can do everything.
Do you have that authority?
Yes. Yes. We could do everything from mitigating all the way to banning, or maybe saying the Chinese car could be sold here only if it has either American, European, allied software and data collection and sensors.
But is this a way also to keep Chinese cars, which are considered to be very good, and they're so much cheaper, they're like $11,000 for an electric vehicle, remarkably well made, and they have better access to lithium than we do?
That isn't this. Like I said, I can't get ahead of the president. I haven't actually spoken to him recently about this. He may decide tariffs are necessary for the reasons you say. Chinese government has poured huge subsidies into the car industry to dominate the global market. Look at Europe. In just 3 years, China went from essentially, no market share to over 8%. So these are legitimate concerns that you're speaking of. That isn't what I'm talking about here. The Commerce Department has become the hub in the federal government as the place to regulate and respond to threats posed to our national security from technology, whether it's AI or semiconductors. This is just another step in that.